and welcome to your messages for the week. My name is Deborah Jean Sutton, and you can find out more about me and the things that I do at my website, deborahjanesutton.com, and Facebook, Deborah Jane Sutton, and this YouTube channel. So have a good browse around. Welcome to any new subscribers, new viewers, and that card literally just came out as I was saying that. So that's probably a specific message for any new followers. I don't know. What does it feel like to you? Yeah, I don't have my microphone today, so I hope you can hear me okay. So today is, get with it, Deborah. Today is Sunday, the 16th of July, 2020. And if you haven't already seen the messages for July, take a look, link in the description, video in the end screen. They were all about how taking new baby steps can really help change the world. And obviously your reality, it changes your reality first, and that's what changes the collective reality. The baby steps, anything, any changes, evolution, we evolve through the choices that we make. If we're still making the same choices, we're not going to be evolving. So it is about making new choices. And obviously it's about leaving the comfort zone, excuse me. And those choices kind of need to be more moral, more self-loving, more creative. Yeah, freedom. I think that's the important one. We need to be making more moral choices, more self-loving choices, and more creative choices. And even if they're little baby steps, it's going to shift your reality and impact your life in a positive way more than you can realize. And we look at all of that in the July messages because of the statistics that I quote from Dr. David Hawkins. It helps you understand the impact, the little small increments that we make towards the state of love, towards living in love and peace and joy and harmony. Then that's how we're going to create the same in the collective. So yeah, I think that was a really powerful message for July, and we're still in July, obviously, we're halfway through. How's it going for you? Here in Spain, it's just ridiculously hot, which it always is in July. But it is, yeah. So I'm just really grateful that I'm no longer having to do summer school and things like that, which I remember doing many a time in July. Yeah, full of gratitude for being able to do things like this in front of my fan, as you can probably tell. So, oh, no, they wanted to come out, didn't they? When you say so and to fall out, oh my goodness me. I'm just going to see if there's anything else. Thought there was another one. I don't know why, because there was 5, and five's actually my lucky number, but for some reason I just kind of knew it was going to be 6 again. We sometimes have 6, don't we? It's usually either 3, 4, or 6, but hey ho. Anyway, let's dive straight in, shall we? Oh, interesting one to start with. Interesting one. Now, this typically is about not being able to trust. It's about trickery and people not being authentic. Now, because we know, understanding consciousness, because we know how the universe works, we know, sorry, I really have got a frog in my throat. We know that the outside world, the holographic projection that we're calling life, is a reflection of a part of us. So if we come across untrustworthy people that are triggering us, it's reflecting where we're not being trustworthy. Now, don't go all defensive on that. I'm trustworthy. But swords are thoughts, beliefs. And if you have a belief that you're not good enough, you have a belief that you can't take those baby steps in the more moral, self-loving and creative direction. If you have a belief, yeah, you're not good enough at something, then you are stealing your own frequency. So this is about theft, but sometimes theft isn't, going in and robbing somebody of material things or money. It can be, are you taking up somebody else's time more than you need to be? Are you stealing their ideas? Are you deceiving yourself by believing that you can't do something? Also, are you deceiving yourself by believing that the universe is full of evil? Understanding consciousness is the most important thing we can do, because we will realize that if the energy of this card, if you're seeing it outside of you and it's triggering you, then that means that there's a part of you that isn't being authentic, isn't being honest. There's a part of you that's stealing your own future, maybe, your own opportunities. Maybe you've been given an opportunity and you're thinking you're not good enough. In effect, you're stealing your own opportunity through your thoughts. Remember, swords are thoughts, they're beliefs. So he's kind of stealing the thoughts, he's stealing the beliefs. It's almost like he's trying to control the thoughts and the beliefs. And if you think you're not good enough at something or you can't do something, you're stealing your own opportunities. You're deceiving yourself because you're divine love and light. And if you are inspired to do something, and you think it will be fun and exciting and it will fill you with joy, you really need to be doing it, don't you? Let's just have a look what the next one is. The Hermit. I love this card because it's Virgo, but it's a major arcana, and it's about solitude and meditation. Because it's come on the heels of this, I'm suggesting that when we're triggered by somebody outside and we think that we can't trust them, we need to go within, solitude and meditation, follow our own energy. We need to see, where are we not being trustworthy? Where are we not being authentic? Where do we not feel that we can trust ourselves? Do you feel that you can't trust yourself? Are you not trusting your own intuition? Are you not trusting your own gut instincts? Are you relying on other people to tell you what to think? Oh, yes, that's what this is about, isn't it? Are you relying on other people to tell you what to think? Okay. There is nobody outside of you. There is only you. Tapping into your own inner authority, your own inner guidance, following your own energy is so, so important. We don't need to listen to other people. Now, this is something that's really important, I think. I mean, if you're finding yourself disagreeing or sharing your opinions or having an opinion at all on the meaning of a certain video or the meaning behind a certain film or the meaning behind a popular YouTuber or the meaning behind a government policy, the meaning behind anything like that. If you're finding yourself reading information, hearing information, and it's triggering you. He's come to remind us that there are infinite realities. I think this is a really important point. There's not just one reality. When people are looking at the collective as a whole, and let's be honest, most of us are looking at the collective on a screen through the internet. Obviously, we're dealing with certain people in our lives, but a lot of the things that trigger us, or that we sit there going, is it true? Is it not true? Are things on a screen, things on the internet. But the truth is, understanding consciousness. We come back to that all the time, don't we? Because the truth is that there isn't just one reality. There isn't just one way. I mean, there's a reality where evil people are doing evil things, and there's a reality where other people are doing silly things, and there's a reality where, and the more you put your consciousness on it, the more you put your focus on it, the more you're creating more timelines of that frequency. And what you're doing is you're putting yourself in that reality. So I see timelines as being there's infinite timelines, infinite realities. And there is only you creating yours. There is only you creating yours. Nobody outside of you can create your reality. What they can do is trigger you, push you to learn something, push you to learn about letting go, acceptance, forgiveness, all these spiritual lessons. But nobody is actually creating your reality. You are doing that through your frequency, through your thoughts, through your emotions, and how you respond or react or overreact to triggers in the outside world, which are not really the outside world. You have created them. You have created them for the purpose of triggering, because triggering is a healing process. So having said that, I will put a link in the description, in the video in the end screen, to my video on understanding triggers. So you really understand what's going on when somebody triggers you, because they're not really triggering you. You have the emotion within the cells of your body. That emotion, that frequency of that emotion is going to get reflected back to you. And whoever it is that's triggering you is doing you a massive favor. They've just been called in to respond to your frequency as a vibrational match to a part of you. And it could be a very small part of you. You've got 70 trillion cells, and there could be just a little bit of something not very nice in one of the cells. And that's what's getting reflected back to you. Usually with a magnifying mirror. Okay, so very often the issue that you have isn't on the same scale as the issue you're witnessing in the holographic projection that you're calling life. Okay, so now I've summarized that video, but check it if you really want to understand triggers, check out that video. So basically, it's only you creating your reality, and you get to experience that which you choose, that which you resonate with, that which you entangle with from an energy perspective. That's why it's so important to raise your frequency. So when you raise your frequency, you're going to be entangling with higher frequencies, which is going to take you further up that chart, which we look at in the July messages. That's how you're going to create a better world for yourself. And when we all do that, that's how we create a better world for everyone. So if you're arguing about, the intentions of a video, a YouTuber, film, or a government policy, or something like that, if you find yourself arguing about it, you're rooting yourself into that reality where those things exist. There's infinite timelines. There isn't just one reality. But you're choosing the reality that you experience through your focus, where you put your attention, where you put your consciousness. I think what often happens is we're seeing lots of things, lots of unpleasant things going on in the world, and we're basically making it all worse by talking about it, sharing it, focusing on it. That's why it's so important. The July message was about do something for you, make yourself feel better. What do you want to create? Who do you want to ultimately be? Because what's driving you? What's your inspiration? Where's your excitement? Following your morals, something self-loving. Because when you entangle with unpleasant things, that's not self-love, is it? It's not loving yourself. Sometimes you look at things on the internet and it's like looking at a car crash. You know, it's almost like you can't stop yourself, some kind of guilty pleasure going on, and then you just go and get involved, don't you? But that's not really helping. The thing is, though, that's not only not helping you, but it's not helping the collective, is it? Because how you feel and where you put your focus and where you put your consciousness, okay, and the emotions that you attach to it all, the thoughts that you have, the emotions that you attach to them, they are your contribution to the collective. So if you don't want to be contributing argumentative, stubborn, fighting energy, if you want to contribute love and peace and harmony, then entangle, spend time on peaceful pursuits, fun, exciting, adventurous, self-loving, moral, more conscious. Where we need to be going. Creative. Can you be more creative in some direction or another? The Five of Pentacles, who are coming into lack. These guys have got a lack of money, a lack of health. They've got no roof over their head. They're living in scarcity. Maybe they were focusing on that. If you focus on what you haven't got, we know this one, don't we? Isn't this an old chestnut by now? If we focus on what we haven't got, we're going to always not have it. We're going to keep not having it. That's how the universe works. You're focusing on not having something that's keeping it in your reality of not having it. Because focusing on lack will create more lack. So, those of you that have followed me for a while know the affirmation. What's the affirmation? Galore, galore, I have everything I need and more. Galore, galore, I have everything I need and more. I love saying these things 3 times. So I'm going to invite you to join me. Relax your body, close your eyes, tune in to the feeling in your heart and into the cells of your body as you repeat with me. Galore, galore, I have everything I need and more. Take a deep breath in. Exhale that lack. You cannot experience scarcity in your holographic projection that you're calling life unless you have it within the cells of your. And it doesn't have anything to do with how much money you've got. It really, really doesn't. Because actually that came to me earlier on today. What was it that came to me earlier on when I was doing my own meditation? Money is not the provider of your health, happiness, and abundance. Your level of consciousness. And then repeat that again. I think I'm doing it for my own benefit. There is only me. Money is not the provider of your health, happiness, and abundance. Your level of consciousness. And I think one of the other important points when it comes to money is the richest people are not those with the most. The richest people are those who need the least, which then brings me on to the other one, which is needing nothing attracts everything. And this is so relevant for this lack. Let's say, for example, there's a lack of, get money, but a lack of clients. Let's say you want clients. I guess this has a connection to money, right? But it also has a connection to you serving and stuff like that. But if you're focusing on your lack of clients, you're thinking of all the things that you need to be doing in order to attract more clients. Why do I need to attract more clients? Because you have a belief that there's a lack. Your clients are not coming to you because of any money that you've spent on advertising or anything like that. They're coming to you through your frequency. Everybody in your reality is a vibrational match to you. So anyone coming in is coming in because of your frequency, because they're resonating with you. I'm not saying don't put posts out, don't say, I'm not saying don't advertise. I mean, if it's part of your routine and it makes you feel good and it's working, then obviously, I'm not saying we don't need to do that. But what I'm saying is, if you're doing it from a place of, I need to do it, I don't have enough, and if you've got resentment at spending the time, the money, and the energy on advertising or marketing or whatever you're doing, if you're resenting the time, money, and energy that you're spending on it, then that's not going to attract any clients, is it? It's going to attract more opportunities and situations in your reality where you're going to feel resentment. So how you feel when you do these things is the most important thing. So if you are advertising or marketing or anything like that, you have to feel it. You have to be excited about what you're sharing. It has to be coming from the heart. It has to be authentic if you want authentic clients. If you want, oh my goodness me, I sound a bit like a business guru. Oh my God, definitely not. I don't like the word business. I think it's too focused on money. I think when we are operating from the heart, when we're sharing from the heart, when we're doing what we love, what we're good at, what we enjoy, and when we're just evolving. I mentioned in the last video about how I'm changing the way I do things, putting everything in together and being a bit more, freer about how we do things. You don't have to choose what kind of session you want. You just book a session and we see what comes up and everything comes in together. And since then, I've had a number of comments from people, thank you very much, liking that idea. And it's just a step in my own personal evolution. It's like, things weren't feeling comfortable. If you put discomfort in, you're going to get discomfort back out. So I was just like, I just want to make it simple. I simplified it. I just want to make it easier for other people, easier for me. That's, why wouldn't I want to make that? So it's free. I feel more freedom. Everything's easier. Everything's more simple. And I'm serving from my heart. And I didn't do it, to get more clients. I just did it to make my own life more authentic, easier, and just, to simplify everything. But yeah, obviously it was something that resonated. So you really have to be doing things for yourself. Put yourself first. This is one of the things about self-love. I said, make baby steps, self-loving baby steps. Well, that's an example of a self-loving baby step. It was to make things better for me, to make things easier for me, because I love me and I want me to be in a more, a simpler, calmer, easier routine, so you do it. It's a self-love because it makes me feel easier. It gives me more freedom. It just simplifies everything. So therefore, I feel like I've benefited, and it's a more self-loving thing for me, which then raises my frequency. So I'm not surprised that more people have been coming in. I mean, from an energy perspective, it makes sense. But we're not doing it from a place of lack. We're doing it from a place of authenticity, self-love, and a desire to serve, simplify, and be free. That's what I think. Okay, here's our wounded healer. I think a lot of us can relate to that. If you need time out for yourself, now is definitely the time, especially here in Spain where the weather is so hot. It really is time just to sit in front of a fan and contemplate, I think. The message with this card is to dig deep into your spiritual reserves. Don't worry if you're not working. A lot of people here in Spain shut down for August. Can't get anything done. Everyone's just on the beach or in front of an aircon unit. So yeah, He's basically, don't worry about, it's self-love again. A lot of people will be, I can't close for August because I need the money. I think that's why it's come on the heels of this one. But this is really important about looking after yourself. Dig deep into your spiritual reserves. There's high energies coming in at the moment, really high Syrian energies. They usually come in on the 8th of the 8th, but they've been coming in a lot sooner. You've only got to look at the Schumann resonance to see what's going on energetically, and these high frequencies coming in. And it's the light comes in, the darkness goes out. So there's lots of little symptoms going on, or big symptoms, tiredness, all these things. Honor. He's the wounded healer. Honor these symptoms. Honor your journey. Honor your human body. Gone are the days that we need to work Monday to Friday, 9 to 5. Our priority is our frequency. Oh, that really feels like a good time. Our priority is our frequency. It has to be. It has to be. Self-love all the way. Self-love all the way. Look at the last two, both major arcanas. Self-love all the way. The Lovers. Make your choices out of what feels better for you. Are you sharing a post because you think you need to inform people of how a reality is? You're just sharing with them one reality. There's infinite realities. So why are you sharing something that's focusing on one particular reality? You're getting everyone to stay in that reality. You're getting everyone to live in that reality. And there's fear, and there's people doing things that, are not moral. There's a world that is operating outside divine truth. I got that phrase from Paul Selig, who channels the guides. But it's the best way to describe it, I think. I don't want to always use phrases like the Matrix 3D, because we're bringing heaven to physical form. So the 3D, is heaven on earth for a lot of people. But there is a world within all that is of consciousness that is operating outside of divine truth. And if you go there, you take yourself there. If you go there with your attention, with your thoughts, with your beliefs, with your consciousness, you take yourself there. You put yourself in the darkness. You're putting yourself in the darkness. Why would you do that? We need to look at the darkness and not judge it. Just look at it and observe it and not judge it, because when you judge something, if you judge something as dark, you take yourself there. That's another one from Paul Selig. If you judge something, if you put someone in the darkness, they will take you there. That's what he says. If you put someone in the darkness, they will take you there. That means that if you judge something or someone as dark, then you're putting yourself in that place. So it's really important that we don't judge either. Now, I know that's difficult to do. So let's start with just swimming away. And I say swimming because there's an infinite field of consciousness. And it's all energy. So just swim away from the things that make you feel contracted, the things that are not self-loving, the things that make you feel angry or bitter or afraid or depressed. Okay? And then flow towards the things that make you feel love and peace and harmony, excitement and joy, and things that give you an expanded heart. And the Hierophant is the teacher and the mentor. And the message with this card is to seek a mentor and then become a mentor, pass on what you've learned. But recently, because of studying the 7 Hermetic principles, which are basically the keys, you see the keys there, the keys to the secrets of the universe. Okay. Now, it's so important that we understand how the universe works. It's so important that we understand when we say secrets. I mean, why is it a secret? Okay. Some people understood how the universe works and they hid it from us so that we don't know how the universe works. And that way we keep focusing on them, feeding them with energy. We need to understand how the universe works. Then you can just live in the universe and operate from a place within divine truth. live in a world that operates in alignment with divine truth. Understanding the 7 Hermetic principles is fundamental. You've got the principle of mentalism, the principle of correspondence, as above, below, as without, within, or as within, without. Get it the right way around, Deborah. The principle of vibration, the principle of polarity, the principle of rhythm, the principle of cause and effect. Have I missed one out? I'm trying to think. The principle of gender, how everything is created through the divine masculine and the divine feminine. That card is a little reminder of that, isn't it? So if you want to know more about the 7 Hermetic principles, I'll put a link in the description, video in the end screen, to the video I did with Liz Nagle, my good friend and mentor. We just touched on it. We just looked at an introduction. We discussed it from a really basic point of view, because it's deep stuff, right? I mean, part of it is really simple, and then suddenly it gets quite complex. It's all quantum physics at the end of the day, isn't it? It's quantum physics. So if you want to know more, I'll also put a link in to the book, The Kybalion, written in 1908 by the 3 Initiates, which is an audio book, and it's a deep dive. It tells you all of it, and you can just let it wash over you until you've embodied completely the 7 principles, 7 Hermetic principles. But understanding these things is crucial. Because it's almost like, well, it isn't almost like, it's exactly like you are playing a game, and your reality is like you've got a virtual reality headset on. You are playing a game and you don't know the rules. And you're finding your way through trial and error, which is okay. That's our human experience. But if you were to understand the teachings, this is the teacher card. Okay, a spiritual teacher. You understood how the universe works. Not just the 7 Hermetic principles. Well, I guess the most important one, well, they're all important, aren't they? But the principle of vibration, of course, is the one that we talk about with the triggering and how we create our reality as a reflection of a part of us, and all of that. But understanding how you create your own reality, of course, it's life-changing, because you then can choose the reality that you want to. Infinite realities, remember. Infinite realities. So there are timelines going on where this evil doesn't exist. Of course not, because there are people already living in heaven on earth. You get to choose. Only you get to choose. It's an inside job, remember? Did I make that point clear? I'm not sure. If you would like a private reading, get in touch, link in the description. Now, the readings include, if you need, some emotions released using the emotion code, or belief installed using the brain integration, or there could be coaching in self-healing techniques, or there could be mentoring, lots of opportunities to answer questions, and the cards will give us a deep dive into what's going on with you, your thoughts, your beliefs, and the reality that you're creating. So then we can help you create the reality of your dreams. Okay, I think that's everything for this week. Hope that makes sense. I love you all. Have a fantastic week. Bye for now.